Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Set 2 of Zero vs. Com, Round of 8 action at the MSL. Last game we saw very nice Zergling timings by Com. He got the build order disadvantage, what some people call the build order loss, but he turned it into a win. And now we are going to be moving on to La Mancha, and just got to make sure we get the color right. Oh, also for syncing purposes, accept. Okay. So we are going to have as the yellow Zerg, Com in the bottom left, and as the red Zerg, Zero in the top left. And it looks like right off the bat we've got a pretty big advantage for Com in that he is scouting in the correct position and Zero is not. So I always hate that in a Zerg versus Zerg where I have no idea what my opponent's doing, but he knows exactly what I'm building, how many drones, how many Zerglings, and whether or not I went lair first or spawning or Zergling speed first. So there's going to be that tiny advantage for Com, but it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. I'm really excited about this game. Last game was awesome.
I know. I actually love ZVZ. I know we've talked about this before, that we're like two of the only people in the Brood War scene that actually like ZVZ. Everyone else hates it. But I really do find it very entertaining. I actually love the fact that it, like, the entire game hangs on a nice edge. All it takes is one error, one mistake, you make one too many drones, you wait 1 second too long to produce something, and you lose the game. I love that fact. I think that you get to see just how perfect these guys are, and the fact that every ZVZ is so close tells you just how good all of these players are. I think it's actually very, very impressive to watch, and really, really fun to watch. We do have Overlord first from Zero, and I think Overlord first from Com too, so it looks like 12 hatches from both, maybe? Yeah, it looks like we're going to have 12 hatches from both. We definitely have one from Com right here in the bottom left, and from Zero it should be the exact same thing. So here we go. We're going to have 12 hatch builds, a lot of Zerglings, and if we get a draw in the Zergling fight, hey, we might get into one of those Hive Queen games going. Oh, wait, what the hell? Did he go 12 pool?
Yes, he did. He went 12 pool. So this time Com's going to have the apparent build order advantage, and if he just stays... Okay, wait, I was going to say stays calm, but if he stays tranquil and passive and just makes the right decisions, because he's got the scouting advantage and the build order advantage, he's going to be just fine in this game, and it should be a pretty easy win for him if he just plays better and scouts everything and just stays on top of everything, which is a lot to ask, but of course he is a pro gamer. Did he just turn around? We're looking at his mini-map, and it doesn't look like he's actually seen anything with his Overlord. Did he, like, think he saw where the hatchery would be, but he actually didn't? Oh, no, he's got it, I'm sorry. I'm watching this on 360p, so a little bit lower resolution than you have in stunning 480p. But I've been thinking about why does everyone hate Zerg versus Zerg, and my working theory is that Klazart and Moltrap were both, like, outspokenly against them. But against ZVZ, and they just poisoned the entire community to it. They're just like, ZVZ's so awful, when really it's a beautiful, subtle matchup.
Yeah, I mean, me and you are in complete agreement. We love ZVZ. I'd just like to defend myself for a moment on why I thought Zero was going 12 hatch. That Overlord that he had was going south, and I thought it was a drone. So I thought that his timing was exactly the same as Com's when it wasn't. So just a little bit to defend myself. Before anyone's like, oh my god, how could you not tell that that was the 12 pool, not a 12 hatch? But anyways, yeah, you can see the advantage already for Com showing up, where he's got those Zerglings out more than fast enough to deal with Zero Zerglings, and his layer's not going to be... It's going to be basically the same time. He's not really going to be behind it all. So Com can he can basically just play defensive, or he can use the extra larva that he has from his slightly earlier hatchery with those few extra larvae and try and go for a Zergling advantage and bust Zero. So he's got some options right here, and Zero is basically going to have to be relatively reactive, I think, in this game, and come up with a nice play, kind of like what Com did in the last game. Zero's going to have to come up with something creative and find a way to maybe trick a victory in over Com.
Ooh, and look at this, Zero up at the top left, he's making a sunken colony at his natural expansion, which is a play that I actually really don't like a lot. It's because it makes you feel a lot safer than you usually are. Like, you sacrifice one drone to make a sunken colony, and then you're like, well, I can just defend against an infinite number of Zerglings because I've got a sunken colony. And the position he's got it in, it's kind of exposed. Like, it's placed there because that's the only way it'll defend the ramp and the natural expansion, but it's kind of exposed there. It'll be hard to protect it with drones or Zerglings. So I really hope that that's not going to make him feel overly safe and just end up losing him the game. But there also is the tiny, tiny, tiny possibility, but it exists, that he built that sunken colony to trick his opponent, and that Zero's just going to make 1,000 Zerglings. Because the overlord of Com scouted the sunken colony, so he says, oh, he's probably not going to make Zerglings. If he just made 1,000 Zerglings and won with them, I would be super, super impressed. But I don't think that's the case. I think he's going to be able to defend here. It looks like he does have enough Zerglings, not undermaking as I predicted. So he should be fine into the Muta stage of the game.
Yeah, basically it's a kind of a similar situation to last game where Zero's sunken colony was just a little bit late. This time he goes a little bit early to be careful because he knows he's going to be at a Zergling disadvantage. And here comes the attack from Calm. Actually, he's going to go try and bust this. This is a crazy idea from Calm. I don't know if this is going to work. Yeah, he's coming out way behind. Oh, wow. Zero's up maybe 10 Zerglings. That's not even close. Zero up a ton of Zerglings, and it looked like, I don't even think he lost a drone in that. I think they were all bouncing inside the extractor, so I don't think he even lost a drone in there. Meadle's already out for Calm, so Zero with a huge Zergling win there, and that actually could have evened this out quite significantly. It's going to come down once again to Mutalist fights, as we often have, but that is a huge advantage right now for Zero to have that number of Zerglings. Although if he throws away his Mutalist, it's not going to matter to these Scourge as he eats one, and an Overlord also going down for Zero, so another little hit that Calm gets with those one Scourge landing and getting that Overlord, so a couple little wins there for Calm, and Zero's he's still gonna have to be defensive with these with his Mutalist because he does have less, and the one is just so damaged right now. And actually looks like we're gonna have a fight, and Calm, it does have more Mutalist, and Zero's just trying to defend as well as he can, trying to bounce around and stay above his Zerglings and bring his own Scourge into the battle to take off some of those Glaive Worms. And it looks like this is really, really close. Has Zero taken the lead in Mutalist count? Yes, he has. Zero has taken the lead in Mutalist count and actually comes ahead. So Zero may actually be coming behind from another. We may have another build order loss, quote unquote, come around to a victory for that player. Wow, Zero playing fantastically in this game.
Wow, this is great, and I think as long as the Muta Micro is just like average or better, and certainly it is because Zero's a really, really great player, I think he's got this game. Picking off drones, mining gas at the natural expansion. Meanwhile, the few Mutas, it only looks like there's 4 Mutas there, are just being forced to micro against Scourge, and this Muta clump is just inferior. And here comes the Congo line of Zerglings just A-moving, splitting them between the natural and the main, and there's GG from Calm. And Deja Vu, I am not normally a troll. I don't enjoy trolling, but I am going to go to SC2GG. I'm going to go to Team Liquid, to every community site I can find, and I'm going to like make a topic that says 12 pool hard counters 12 hatch, and like link these videos and like make a really official sounding analysis of why 12 pool counters 12 hatch.
That would be hilarious. I just don't see you trolling, Vorosh. I don't know. I just can't see a Vorosh troll.
Too nice of a guy? Maybe. But anyways, back to the StarCraft. Now it's even 1-1, and not the way both games did not go the way either of us would have expected. So I'm looking forward to Game 3 and definitely a Game 4, maybe even a Game 5. This is pretty sweet.